Live? We live? Well, alrighty then. Let's talk about it. First and foremost, want to definitely give honor and respect to the creators, to the ancestors, to the Alkebulan deities, and of course to my Alkebulan kidnaps worldwide. Shout out to you guys. So, some of you guys may not be knowing, but I'm going to tell you and I'm going to talk about it. So, there's a lot going on within the so-called Hebrew community. Um, another Hebrew, another Hebrew leader has been exposed, and because of this exposure, decided to step down from, I guess, being a Hebrew. Now, on his way down, he stated that a lot of people could not walk in his shoes, and it seems like a lot of people want to be in his shoes, so you guys can't have it. Then somebody also stated that it's not righteous to kick them when they are down, because kicking them when they are down shows a level of devilish or envy and hate, and is ungodly. Cool. Now, my issue with that is these same people will do the same kicking behind closed doors. Behind closed doors, these individuals will say things like, yo, that brother was this or he was that, or you shouldn't talk to him or stay away from that because he's overtaken by spirits. And every time they always say the same thing. We gotta just pray for the brother. Now the question that I ask is, are you guys really praying for each other? Is prayers really taking place inside you guys' congregation, organization? Is prayer really happening? Because if prayer is really happening and you guys is really keeping the commandments and you guys is really walking in the ways of Jesus or your Lord or your Savior, whatever you want to call him, how is the demons getting inside? How is the demons making their way into your vessel? How is the demons making their way into your church? How? When everybody supposed to be bringing up this force field that prevents the demons from even wanting to walk inside the door. But for some apparent reason, they get in. They continuously get in. It's the same story. Brothers fall. When it's coming to this religion, brothers fall for the same thing. It's the same thing. And a lot of these dudes know that they're doing these things, or knowing that this fall is bound to happen, but for some apparent reason seem to not have the power, the power of God, the belief of Jesus to prevent that from happening. It still occurs. It still happens. But yeah, these are the same people that stands on corners condemning. These are the same people that comes online condemning, backbiting, murmuring, doing all of that. I had that joint done to me. Me, the most loyalist person you can find, stood on business 10 toes down. Individuals took the opportunity to slander my name, to discredit who I am and what I stood for and what I stand on. And some of these Hebrew niggas can never stand on what I stand on. Never overcome and survive where I come from, bro. And I'm not here to toot my own horn. I'm just trying to tell you just my life journey, in my life, in my shoes, walking in my shoes, walking in my shoes. Some of these dudes want to even be able to survive, bro. I had to become a man at 8 years old, my nigga. And at my age, I'm still fucking up because it's still a learning curve. Because no matter how old you are, there's always something to learn. It's always a mistake that's going to happen. This is life. But in reality, it's life. But in reality, it's life. But in reality, you got to be able to stand on business. And I stood on business. I never in my life. I remember when I was with these people and it was homies who fell down for the same exact reason. Had a nigga there that was my nigga. And it hurts my heart because I know my son been indoctrinated. I know my son has been overtaken. I know that it will literally have to take a world event to take place to make my brother wake up and see it for what it is. But when my nigga went through what he went through, the first thing I said, yo, can I give my man's a call? You know what I was told? I was told, nah. Only people that's allowed to reach out to this individual was deacons, officers, and elders. Regular niggas can't reach out to him because he might say something that might make you deter from the work, the truth, supposedly. And now that I'm here, I understand why they said that. I understood why they said that. You see, when you realize that you are part of an organization that's only there for one thing and one thing only, and that is to have people under their control. As long as you're willing to be under their control, it's nothing but love. You're their brethren, you're their homies. I would let you in my house. I would give you the shirt off my back. As long as you walk in line with what I believe in. As long as you are allowing me to be the shepherd and you could be the sheep, I will rock with you however you want. But the moment the sheep starts to develop legs, starts to develop a brain, starts to develop hands, and is able to stand up on its own and look at the same information that you're given and see that the information that you're given is not real information, it's not valid information, it's not proofable information, it's not protable, it's protable, like plausible, whatever they call that. When you applause, it's plausible. This is just what it is because it's a phenomenal story, well put together. Now I know when I was a part of these organizations used to tell us not to engage yourself into these teachings and these findings because these teachings and these findings can deter you from the message. But what you come to realize is that this deterring from these messages, is going to do that because the messages and the information you receive from the message that you receive from the so-called library or whatever is valid information that stands on facts, where their information stands on a belief. Because once you are in a trance of belief, it's easy for you to be mentally, spiritually, and also physically manipulated. It's easy for these things to occur. These are the stuff that was happening. Individuals was getting brainwashed and individuals was being under control, bro. My father, my mother, everybody around me, my brothers, one thing that we never ever allowed was to have anybody have control. You can never have control over me. If I do something, I'm doing something out of the kindness of me. I'm not doing it for the kindness of you telling me what to do. It can't work that way. I am a student, but I don't follow trends because it's the right thing to do or it's the righteous thing to do. If it doesn't make sense, I'm not subject to it. But I say all that to say that they talk about somebody said, why kick them when they are down? That's not being righteous. Nobody's kicking anybody down. Isn't that what comes along with what the Bible says to do? That you must expose, you must bring it to the forefront. What's done in darkness must come to light. I didn't know that it had to be a special requirement for those that's coming to light. I didn't know that it had to be uh a suspend. I didn't know that everything must be suspended now that this has been brought out. Nobody's allowed to talk about it. I didn't know that. You must show me in the scriptures where it tells you not to talk about somebody's mistakes, not to talk about somebody's mistakes who stand in a position to lead people. Because if it was me, I'm sure brothers was slice and dice me. I'm sure. I'm sure. I'm sure brothers is waiting to find Junior's hiccup, waiting to find Junior's flaws. I'm sure. And when it comes, I'm gonna be sitting here smiling. When it comes, I'll be sitting here smiling. Cause I ain't out here running around, you know, digging everything that's walking and talking. I ain't out here doing that. I ain't out here having sexual lust. I don't have to send text messages of what I want sexually. Could tell you that to your face. I don't deal with women that I have to text you and I can't openly say, yo, I want to bust a nut. I don't feel as a man at my age to feel entitled to text anything sexual. I feel like I should be able to call you or see you directly and tell you to your face what I want. Facts. So when you go looking down the rabbit hole for me, go look. Not the best dad, not the best man, but one thing for certain, two things for sure. When it's coming to these streets, when it's coming to the order of these streets, when it comes to the morals and the principles of these streets, you will never find a flaw in that in me. Ever. 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 And I'm not walking around like I'm Mr. Superman, but I'm telling you that I grew up on those principles. I took wisdom from every nigga that I see, everybody, from the crackhead on the corner to this kingpin in the penthouse suite. Excuse me. I took information, knowledge, and wisdom, bro. That's what made me to be alive to see my child, see my son walk down the aisle and get his diploma. This is why I've never was able to have a Thanksgiving or a birthday behind the wall when my children's on the other side. Never. You know why? Because I follow the script. I never deviated from the manual, the El Kebulan manual that was put together. I never deviated from that. You will never see that from me. You know one of the laws for the El Kebulan kidnap that you were not supposed to do, that when you do it, the ancestors put a mark out for you to die. is thou shalt not kill a fellow comrade. Anybody that had any involvement with the death of somebody, you on borrowed time. Whether you're gonna be thrown in jail, whether you're gonna get killed, or whether you're gonna die miserably. Because it was forbidden for us to do that. It was forbidden for us to look at each other and say, I'm gonna kill you. You had to be programmed to do that. And when they see that they got you, they just turned it up a notch. This is where you get your drill music. I can't say, yo, today's music is trash. Today's music is just reenacting what we was doing in the 90s, in the 2000s. They just reenacting it. It's just you're dealing with today's times. Today's children are their brains is on go. They don't know how to sit down. They don't know how to process. They don't know how to comprehend. Everything is an adrenaline. They grow up, they're born. Listen carefully, people. They're born with sugar in their bloodstreams. This is today's generation. Our generation, man, then woke up porridge. Man, then woke up tea. Man, then woke up. You had to take some type of herbs. Man, then woke up. We wasn't eat. You know what I'm saying? We woke up. We ate cereal. But there was the times, winter time. We woke up. We had soup. There wasn't. Our baking the fast wasn't eating bacon, eggs, and cheese with on a bread. We wasn't doing that. That came with here. That came with the tri-state mentality. That's where that come from. That does not come from our upbringing. That does not come from our culture. These are taught behaviors. I say this all the time. Your behavior, your hatred for yourself, your hatred for your people, this is taught behavior. You was taught that. And the number one thing, how they got you taught and how they got you indoctrinated was through religion. Religion was forced upon you the minute you came out the pum pum. The minute you was born, the first thing that your parents would say is, thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Jehovah. Thank you, Yah. Thank you, Yahweh. Thank you, Yahweh. Thank you, whatever. You are born into this self-hatred. Black people right now, our people right now, are more focused on trying to prove to fellow black people that they know more knowledge and studies of Europeans than them. Every book that you read, every book that you read, every book that you read, scriptures that you jot down, always remember that this information is not coming from us. Always remember, people, please, 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 let's talk about it. Always remember that this information that you're bringing forth to the world to subscribe to believe to be true, just remember that information is coming from individuals that does not look like me and you. They don't look like me today. They're not gonna look like me tomorrow. They're not gonna look like me next week. They're not gonna look like me next month. They're not gonna look like me next year. This information is not about us. And the people like us that bring forth this information are the ones that gather all the information that they got from them, compiled it together, and gave us Hebrews to Negroes. This is what they're giving us. These people want to challenge. These people say, get your teachers, get this, get that. I don't need a teacher to stand before you guys. I don't, we, logic don't need a teacher to stand before you guys. Especially somebody like myself, an individual who's known for knowing these biblos. Like you cannot bring forth a precept that's gonna have me saying, "Wait, hold on, you can't," because I've done that. I've been there, been around the block more than you can imagine, more than the average. I just never, I just never got rid of my personality. I just never got rid of me. You would never think that. When you see me in the streets, look how I come outside. You know what I'm saying? You would never think that I'm a righteous man. You would never think I'm a loving man until you get to talk to me. Why is that? Because we're like that because of the environment we was in, because of the environment I was born into. I came out of the hospital in this environment. I came out of the hospital in this hostile environment. And as I got older, the first day before you get off the porch, you got to learn your environment. And I did that. I learned my environment. Because of my profession and because of who I am, I get to learn people. So you know people. You know what people's intentions are. You know when people's energy is off. You know when people means well. You know when people want to do harm. You know when people want to just be stupid. You know these things because you can feel it. It's a feel. But you feel that through learning. You don't get that through praying to Jesus. Jesus is not giving you that. The Lord is not giving you that. This is ancestral survival tactics. Remember, we're not home. Remember, we are not home. This is not our home. This is not home. We are not home. And our ancestors gave us a survival, gave us a manual that we were supposed to never break. We was putting this manual together when we was on the shores coming to America, nigga. We was putting these manuals together when we was on the shores coming to America, coming to Haiti, coming to Jamaica, coming to Puerto Rico, coming to wherever the niggas was at. We were putting together the manual. And one of those manuals was, thou shalt not kill a fellow comrade. You is my brother. We are in this together. It's us against them. It's we all we got. We didn't run from that. We didn't deviate from that. That's why they was doing what they was doing. That's why they was butt breaking us. That's why they was beating us. That's why they was lynching us. That's why they was doing whatever they could do to bend us, to break our backs. But nigga, we was standing. Nigga, warrior, G'd up from the feed up. Don't need to roll the weed up. We was on that type of time, bro. We was on that type of time. We was on that type of time. Remember, they had to bring Willie Lynch to break it out of us, bro. They had to create the divisional plan, bro. When are we going to see that? They had to break the unity out of us. They had to divide us. They had to keep us divided. Before they set the niggas free, make sure this religion doctrine is in total control. You got it? You got it, 7 Day? You got it, Protestant? You got it, Baptist? You got it, Christian? You got it, Catholic? You got it, Jehovah? You got it? You ready? On your mark? Get set? Let's go. Voila. Then you get an entire nation of people with all foolish beliefs that nobody can prove. Forget where they got it from. Let's prove this is the information that they gave us. Let's prove it. None of us can prove it. Why am I giving forth and why am I standing on something that we can't prove? Am I illiterate? Am I stupid? Am I dumb? I'm a grown man, bro. What you mean? Excuse me? Nah, pimpin'. What you mean? Fuck you mean? What you mean? That doesn't even make sense to me. What you mean? What you mean? So you want me to be a grown ass man with children, and you want me to stay here and tell you a ABC story that can't even equal back to Z. That can't even go back to Z. Can't even give you a full 360. Can't even give it to you. You want me to do it? And among them get mad behind that. You missed a lot, sis. When you pull up, hey man, you gonna get this barbecue chicken, man. You missed a lot. You know what I'm saying? You missed a lot. But you gotta make these things make sense, man. I'm sitting here and I'm watching a method that's not working. I'm sitting here and I'm watching a method that's still dividing us. I'm sitting here and I'm watching a method that's making black people puff their chest out, puffing their chest out to justify that they know Euro Christian ideology. And then when you ask them what you know about black, they tell you they don't know, or they'll probably say that doesn't matter. Africa is not important. Where you come from is not important. But respect Europe, though. You never been to Europe, but make sure you respect it, though. Never been to China, but make sure you respect it, though. But you know without a shadow of a doubt that you come from El Capulan, and not one time did you show any level of respect. You don't show respect because you went there to travel and you went into the ocean. Nah, my nigga, that's not how it goes. You show respect by learning something, nigga. Don't you know that everything of your perception and belief and how you see the world is from the views and the eyesights of a Western ideology? We know this. Their ancestors, their ancestors was destroyed because of this Western ideology. And yet we're talking about El Kebulan, and yet we want to go back to El Kebulan with the Western ideology. The very ideology that destroyed our people is what we want to use to go back to the land. You have to make that make sense. You have to make that make sense. You have to make that make sense, man. You really do. The very ideology that divided, separated, and destroyed the El Kebulan. This is before slavery. This is before putting us on the ship. The very ideology that destroyed us is the ideology that you think is going to redeem us. You think it is what we need to bring back home to the land. And you're wondering why we still in America. You guys can say whatever you want to say when it's pertaining to this Hebrew stuff. Oh, I'm a Hebrew. Yeah, we this. Yo, bro, you can listen, my nigga. Look, check this out. Y'all niggas could say that. Y'all niggas could say that 50 trillion times. You could say you a Hebrew. You a Hebrew. Hold on. You could say you a Hebrew as much as you want, pimping. You can say you a Hebrew as much as you want, pimping. But if you are unable, and I repeat, unable, if you are unable to speak this Hebrew language, because my shoulders, guys. Woo. So if you're telling me that you are Hebrews and your God that created you brought you back unto him, and yet his language did not manifest unto you, that becomes a problem. And your argument or your excuse or your rebuttal is, well, God is yeah, he's gonna bring forth a new tongue. Stop with the bullshit, my nigga. That's pure madness. How he's gonna bring forth a new tongue, but it also says in the day of judgment, he's gonna speak to everybody in their tongue. So which one is it? Which one is it? Is he coming with a new tongue, or he's gonna speak to us in our tongue? Which one is it? Which one is it? So you're unable to provide information to prove that you are a Hebrew based on just literature, based on writings, based on readings, based on artifacts. You can't prove that. Okay, fine. Let's put that to the side. All right. So you say that you are a Hebrew Israelite by blood. Where is the body we can take? we can get a sample from to prove that you are that by blood. Where's your resources? Who can I talk to? Who did you talk to prove that you by blood? Huh? Who did you talk to that you can prove that you are an Israelite by blood? Who? What actual body did you touch? What what actual DNA did you receive that you can provide to prove that you are an Israelite by blood? And you know, for me, that used to always be my question. Because when I see these guys stand before these Europeans and these historians, these people that, spent their entire childhood, teens, their prime of their lives, they spent learning this ideology. When I see the black people stand before them and literally get cooked and get eaten and hear them say things, hear the black people try to speak Hebrew, and these people that got doctrines speaking Hebrew, families Hebrew, say, no, my brother. Debate. But I never want to debate an individual or anybody that's going to bring forth facts and I'm going to stand on a belief. Because if they was to say to me, if I was to say to them, you stole our records and you took it from the Bantu scrolls, and I was to say that to them, their response or their next response to what I just said will be, well, have you seen the Bantu scrolls? Are you able to show proof that it was the Bantu scrolls that was stolen? And when you're unable to provide that, right? But then they're able to provide a Hebrew story, provide you with a Hebrew tablet, provide you with a Hebrew map book, provide you with a Hebrew kitchen, provide you with a Hebrew dinner, provide you with a Hebrew everything. Everything when it's pertaining to Hebrew, they got it jam packed. And they're just backing it up, backing it up, backing it up. And the only thing that you can say is, it's because you tampered with it and it's our book and you did this to our book. That's why we and well, you sound crazy. You sound crazy. I don't live my life trying to look crazy. I don't live my life trying to sound crazy. I don't do those things. That's why people ask me yo, Jules, talk to these like debate them. I can't debate foolishness. I can't debate foolishness, and I'm not gonna debate two individuals. I'm standing on a belief, and you're standing on a belief. Nothing is gonna be factual. You know why? Because we don't have that access. And if we are saying who we are, if we're saying we are researchers and we're scholars, the black people back in the days, like Brother Ben, Brother Clark, these niggas took on those titles and went places. Them niggas didn't stand on a computer. Them niggas didn't go get information from other people. Them niggas actually went there and jotted it down. Them niggas actually went there and learned the language. Them niggas actually went there and did some shit. We're not doing none of that. We letting European ideology tell us that something that black people created is evil. Me and this brother became at odds because he wants me to believe that something that black people created is evil. When me, personally, I know that is not evil. My mother, my biological mother, says to me, "No, Dream, it's not evil." She said that herself. They are the ones that's telling you it's evil. I go to you and tell you, fam, what you're saying is inaccurate, it's incorrect, and it's not true. And no, I'm not. I don't care what you. I don't care what you bring them for. I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna tell my people that because I know. Now here's me, who's born into that. Born, my whole family, my father's side, my mother's side, is into that. Here is me. And I'm telling you directly as a fellow comrade to a brother that knows another brother. I'm telling you directly, nah, fam, bro, that's a lie. That's not true. I'm telling you, bro, that's not true. Well, no, because you know why the Haitians are suffering right now? Because they are not letting go of that voodoo. Nah, my nigga, the Haitians are suffering right now because the Haitians want to be Europeans. That's why they're suffering. The Haitians want to follow Jesus. That's why they suffer. The Haitians still believe in Mary. That's why they suffering, my nigga. That joint has nothing to do with no voodoo. Guess what? That voodoo set the Haitians free. I rather every Haitian doing voodoo time than doing any Christianity because at least at voodoo time, niggas was ready to kill for what was right. Niggas stood on business. Niggas was they trying to end that fuckery, my nigga. So if that's your argument and that's your reason, fam, I'm not trying to hear that. I'm not doing that. I'm never gonna put your word over my mother's experience, over my grandmother, and I see it with my own two eyes. I watched these miracles take place in front of me, bro. How dare you think that I'm just gonna just denounce that, my nigga? You crazy? You done lost your noodles, man. What? Come on, Pippin. Think about that. Make it make sense. You gaining your information off the internet. I gain my information straight off experience. And you expect me to believe what's told on the internet over my experience, my own personal family heritage experience? You want me about getting us closer to the ancestors? This ain't about getting us closer to the creators at the time. And even that, father, my brother, father. I was like, all right, cool. All right, you want me to say father? No problem. So check this out. Show me where in the Bible, in the Old Testament, where any Abram, Jacob, Isaac said father. If you're able to show me when they did that, if Jesus came with an image, the father came with a statue. I know, I seen it. So when I said I refuse to say that, I refuse to acknowledge my creators as just this one male deity because I refuse to do that. Brothers feel inclined that I'm, I'm falling off or I'm bringing forth my own fucking doctrine. Fuck it. You niggas is bringing forth your own doctrine every day. Every day y'all bringing forth something new that makes absolutely no sense. Every day is another effort. I'm like, what? What he just said? Nah, fam, that don't even make sense. Guess what? Guess what they do to lure you in? They tell you that you gotta be in the spirit. You gotta have faith. You gotta have truth. You gotta have the God in you. My nigga, no. Stop. No. Stop. This is the same Hollywood script they give you every day. Make stuff up. Y'all gotta miss me with the madness, man. If I know it's not where it come from, bro. That's a lie, bro. It's an interjection. They literally place that there so they can, every time you say Father, God, Jesus, Amen, you're not giving no reference. You're giving reference to their God. You're giving any weapon, any thought of freedom that would give you the spirit to fight back. Why would I do that? That's completely idiotic of me. And any black man who got any common sense, you will be a freaking fool to believe that. I've been to so much European houses, my nigga, and every house that I've been in, all these niggas got a fucking Bible on their counter, on their dresser, on their countertop. Niggas got it in their bathrooms. Fuck you talking about, bro? Y'all niggas don't know what's going on. You don't know what's going on. You telling me the same book that they believe in is the same book I'm believing in, but how I believe it is the fact. How they believe it is incorrect, and because they believe it in a book, they shall be destroyed. There's no reason for them to believe it in a book. This book got them to where they was at. Their belief got them to where they was at. Who the heck are you? Who the heck are you to think that you can come into somebody's space and tell them who they are? But yeah, you want me to bring forth this information. You want me to tell these children that this is the way. What happens when that child said, my grandma said that this is the way, and my grandmother had both her legs chopped off. Are you sure this is the way? And my mother's going through something and she's feeling some type of way. Are you sure that this is the way? What then? What's the response to that now? What do you tell them? What do you tell that person? Just have faith? Just have belief? Just keep the fucking commandments? I know people that keep the commandments and still going through it. I know people that's keeping the commandments and still falling. I know people that's keeping commandments and still have demons all around them. How did the demon get inside the church, my nigga? All you niggas is keeping the commandments. All you niggas is calling on Ba Shem Yai or Shaya Hu Kaka all of y'all doing all of that. But yet the demons still find a way inside your church, still find a way inside your home, still find a way inside your fingers, still find a way inside your phone. But yet this is the way. This is the way. You guys are the way, the truth, the light. Nobody's gonna get in front of the Father, the Pope, but through me. Who's that? Jesus. How do you get to the Pope? Believe. 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 Put some money, put some money inside that plate. Put a couple of thousand, put a couple of hundreds. That's how you get to the Pope. That's how you get to the Father. That's where the Father gets put in. The Father didn't get put in by anything else but that. Make it make sense. Miss me with the foolery. If you want to play dumb, play dumb. But don't get mad because I don't want to play dumb anymore. Don't get mad that I'm looking at life and I'm seeing society. I'm saying, damn, yo, they saying one thing, but society's turning like this. Listen, Black Girl Magic, check this out. If I'm lying, I'm flying. The worst thing that these people did, the worst thing that you could have done to me is direct me back to Africa. Because I was in Africa before. Long before I thought I was in Hebrew, I was into the Egypt stuff. My graduation from college, I had a whole African outfit on. I was already there. I was already there. Monday told me we was Israelites. I said, let me see if I can see the light. I went there. I said, this ain't right. And you know what I did after that? I just say good night. Okay? I was already there. The worst thing that you could have done was tell me that Africa was the Holy Land. Because since I was young, I had a high desire to be in Africa. I had a high desire to speak to Africans. And when they created something like TikTok, and they created something like Instagram, and they created something like Facebook, and they created things, and they created devices that allow me, Jones, the NBIC, allow me to speak to people in that place, in that region, learn people, speak to them, get from their perspective. Not just getting it from no Euro Christian Jesus Christ, I love you. No, actually getting it from some real El Kebulans, the real El Kebulans, the niggas that's not with the shit, the nigga that said F this religion, the niggas that's like, nah, this religion, the niggas that's on my type of time. The niggas that was on my type of time was fucking with me, part of my language, was fucking with me, but it was like, let's see where he goes with this. And some of my El Kebulans, especially the El Kebulan kidnaps, you happy? You like, yeah, Jones. Yeah, I was feeling like that too. I just didn't say nothing. I was just being humble. I ain't say nothing. But yeah, bro, I was feeling like that for a very long time. I was feeling like that for a very long time, fam. Things like this, they make sense to me. But I wasn't in a position to question because I didn't have no knowledge. I didn't have enough information, so I held my peace. And I respect it. But when I'm out here looking, when I'm out here looking for the facts, I'ma stand on business. I'ma look for it. I'ma stand on business. I'ma look for it. And at my age, I'm not in no position to be bringing forth beliefs, man. If you telling me if you're telling me if you're telling me that we came if you're telling me that we came from this place, you got to give me more information, fam. I'm not going to be based solely on maps. I'm not going to be based on solely on locations. Remember who's putting these maps together. 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 Remember that these people that was putting these maps together was not El Kebulan. Remember these people that was putting these maps together was not El Kebulan. This is based on their assumptions. This is their illustration. It is not ours. Remember what I said. Remember what I said. So before you jump the gun and say, look at this map and look at this location, I was doing the same thing. I was jumping the gun. I was like, look, look. But then when I spoke to a sister and she said, listen, you gotta understand that the El Kebulan people was brutally colonized by the Jews, the Arabs, and the Americans. Okay? All these niggas had their hands in our demise. All these niggas. There's not a single, there's not a single nation that didn't have their hands in our demise. And these same nations have put things in place to keep us in a state of delusion, denial, and demise. They created a program. That girl, Matt, you're gonna love this one today. They created a program that allowed them to not have to put their hands on you because they know that you're gonna do it yourself. They created a program. They created a program that they don't have to do nothing to you. because they know that you're gonna do it yourself. They created a program where they know that all they got to do is just dump it in the hood. Somebody's going to pick it up. Somebody's going to do some fuckery with it. Somebody's going to destroy somebody. Somebody's going to be very destructive. They know that. But we, us, the Alkebulans, the kidnaps, the real Mandem, the real Mandem, we forgot the program. We forgot the script. We thought the script, we thought the script went away when we was given access to their bathrooms. We thought the script went away when we was given access to their bathrooms. We thought the script went away when we was able to date their wives, date their daughters. We was able to eat their food, be in their restaurants. We thought the strip was over. We thought the script was over. We thought the strip was over. We thought we finally made it. But they make sure they give you a reminder every day. They give you a psychological, physical, and spiritual fear every year to make sure that your ass sit your behind right down here and stay put while I destroy your entire race. And when your race is fully gone and it's no longer in existence, I'm going to take your land. I'm going to have your land. Your land is going to be all mine. Your women is going to be all mine. Your children, we're going to exploit them. We're going to ship them to the nearest factory. We're going to work them until their brains hurt. We're going to beat them until their feet hurt. We're going to rape them until their butt hurt. We're going to do such violation. And the only thing that you're going to do, you're going to be in the dirt begging and wishing that you had the chance to see what Junior's been saying for the last how many years, how many months, how many weeks, how many? Been saying the same thing. Why? Why? Huh? Why? Because these niggas know. You don't know. These niggas know. And they know that they know that the clock is ticking because a lot of people is waking up. A lot of people is waking up. A lot of people is getting out of their hypnosis. A lot of people is getting out of their hypnosis. A lot of people is getting out of their hypnosis. A lot of people want to tap into their spirituality that has absolutely no connection to anything Euro-Christian. A lot of black Capulet kidnaps that want to tap into their spirituality without absolutely no connection. I repeat, absolutely no. I'm not gonna get too much into that, man. That's too much information. You go do your homework, okay? For those that watch the verdict and stuff like that, you know what time it is. You already know how we functioning out here. We ain't play no games. They know that. They know that. They know what they doing. They know what they doing. Okay? They know exactly what's going on. But the people don't want it no more. The Mandem is waking up. This is the year of information. This is the year where you gotta make it make sense, bro. When I started seeing people saying things like, yo, bro, make it make sense, I was like, oh. when that saying makes it to the national stage, it's gonna be when that is the people to start asking questions and say things like, "You got to make it make sense. Don't feed me no contradictions. Don't feed me no contradictions. Don't feed me no contradictions. Don't feed me no contradictions." We ain't trying to hear none of that pimping. We not trying to hear none of that pimping. You got to bring forth solid evidence now. It's not enough no more. People is just not enough, fam. And when they see when they see that people like myself are not subject unto the foolery no more. I had a brother, and I'm not gonna say his name, but the brother sent me some scriptures. I had to say, "Yo, fam, like, yo, bro, you know that this is such and such, and this happened by such and such, and it came up by such and such." When I said that, the brother said, "Yo, man, you know my body, you know where I stand. I listen, enjoy your life." That's basically what I got out of it. It was like, I enjoy yours too. Because if you think our friendship is gonna be solely based on scriptures, then you're not really my man's, because that's not how you gave my friendship. You gave my friendship like, "Yo, bro, what's good, man? I'm the fam. You chilling? Yo, my nigga, I'm about to have a birthday party. I would love for you to pull up, bring your fam." You know what I'm saying? That's real nigga shit. All this, my brother, yo, I felt this precept fell upon me, and I felt like I needed to share with you. Share with what? Don't share that with me. I don't want it. Who told you I wanted it? What God of yours told you that I need that? You think it's about to bring me back? He's about to bring me back. I would never ever in my life go back to anything with the word Hebrew, word Israelite, word Biblos. Never going back. Only way the Biblos can ever get me back, only way anybody using the Biblos can ever get me back, you must prove the questions that I asked. You must prove the questions that I asked. That's the only way you will ever get me in part of anybody's indoctrination. Any writings that you're saying that is the word of God. If this is the word of God, and the word of God, and you're the messenger, you got to be able to provide every question that's asked, because the messenger of God, you got the word of God. You got the most ultimate word of God. You should be able to understand and answer every question from the experts all the way down to the less experts. You understand? To the experts, to the less experts, you're supposed to be able to provide all that information. If you're unable to, then that means what you're telling me stands on no validity. It has no value, it has no foundation. You cannot tell me to bring forth belief. This is what the Hebrews been doing. This is why the Hebrews is falling. This is not your belief. This is not your God. This God is theirs. This Bible is theirs. It's a story about them. From the minute you started investing in your time, from the 60s till now, from the investments that black people have done to these people's religion, from then till now, you see which religion, you see which nation is on top, and you see which one is falling deeper down the rabbit hole. Our black woman is becoming more ratchet. Our children is becoming more homosexuals. These things are happening at a rapid rate. How is these things happening? You really think, honestly, think about this. You really think that it's coming based on what? You think this is happening based on what? You think this is happening based on our ignorance, based on what's being played on the radio, on the music? My nigga, we're the ones that's putting it there. We're giving the niggas the power to put it there. How do you give them the power? You call on their gods. You submit yourself unto their Lord. You submit yourself unto their king. You submit yourself unto their story. You submit yourself unto their belief. You submit yourself unto their possibilities. You submit yourself unto their philosophies. You submit yourself unto their theories. You submit yourself unto their ways. You submit yourself under their onto their perspective. You submit yourself. That's how. That's how you fall. That's how they rise. That's how they remain in power. That's how they destroy. That's how they violate places like Palestine. It's because of you. 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 All intentional. Go down. Look. Listen, man. Go down the rabbit hole, man. Go down the hole and look at it chronologically. Go look at it chronologically. Look at the time stamp chronologically. Look into it chronologically. You're gonna see exactly what I'm talking about. Go look into it chronologically. You're gonna see that it was well orchestrated. It was very well planned out. And what you're seeing right now, what you're seeing in the world, is what you call spiritual exhaustion. Exhaustion. Exhauster. Whatever that word is. Exhaustion. That's what you're seeing. That's what you're witnessing right now. You're watching the world be spiritually become exhausted, full of exhaustion. That's it. It goes. Spiritual exhaustion. That's what you're seeing right now. This is what you're seeing in the world right now. Because the people that's running the world, the people that's running the show, was never designed to be in this position. Ever. Ever in life. The universe tell you that. This is why they go as hard as they go. This is why you see, like, damn, there was to be black civilization. We never did this, we never did that because we never had to. It was never a necessity to reprogram the mind and corrupt the minds and let people do this. No, everybody had their region, everybody had their space, everybody had their colonies, everybody had their communities, everybody operated in decency and order. We knew where to go to get food. We knew where to go to get this. We knew where we go that. We knew these things. We were civil people. We were civil. We didn't have to create slavery. We didn't have to we didn't have to create violent music to continue keeping people in a state of ignorance. We didn't have to do that. That's not in our custom. But they gonna do it. They gotta do it. Because if they don't do it, then they're gonna lose the position that they was never made, ever created to be in. Ever. And they know this. And they know this. Show me the Great World War where millions of people died. Show me the Great World War where billions of people died. Show me where in history, in the time of black rulership, show me from that to a famine. It's unlimited amount of food from that to a famine. You gotta make that make sense. Like I can go on and on and on and on. I think we need that. I think we gather enough to know who they are, how they are, what they like, what they don't like, how they function, what they're going to do, how they're going to do it, when they're going to do it. We know these things already. We know these things already. Now it's time for us to start knowing ourselves again. It's time for us to start knowing who we are. It's time for us to start knowing who we are. It's time for us to change who we are. Time for us to see things different. It's time to start seeing things from the eyesight, from the lens of a black man. We're not seeing things from the lens and the eyes of a Euro Christian. I'm not a European. Why would you want me to see the world from your perspective when I'm not you? I should not be reading your books. I should not be reading your books. I should not be in your schools. I should not be in your restaurants. I should not be in anything that's created by you that can take me away from being me. I should not be around that. That's a no-no. That's a no-no. Before the Chinese girl is able to go to American school, she must first know her Chinese roots. Black people, we don't know that. Guess what? I need to know my roots first. Then I need to know my roots first. Then I know anything else. And we're not doing that here. What we're doing here is fuck our roots, fuck who we are, fuck what we believe in, fuck what we stand on, and let's follow this. Because this has proven to work. It's working because we are still allowing it to work. This power still goes on because you allow it to stay on. 2020, when the you know what took place, when everything was on lock, this was the opportunity to flex our muscles to show that we stand. We don't need nothing. This was the time, and nobody showed up. Everybody chickened out. Everybody pulled up their white flag. Everybody, everybody put up their white flag. And we've been downhill ever since. We've been downhill. Nigga, we've been downhill since 1965. Just go down memory lane. From 1965 and on forward, we went downhill. 1965, after the assassination of Malcolm and Martin and John F. Kennedy, America took a hit. America took a severe hit, a massive hit. The hit was so severe that even the people that was alive, that's alive to this day, still didn't recover. I hear it all the time. Like they say, yo, we still haven't recovered from what we saw, from how we felt and how the country was felt. Just like a lot of people still haven't recovered from 9/11. These people are still traumatized behind it, right? So from 1965, and I'm gonna break it down as the best that I can, as slow as I can, so you can understand. From 1965, after the assassinations of these three individuals, this was the time when religion was at a rapid space. You had the five percenters, you had the Nation of Islam, you had Christianity, you had this is when the Hebrews came out. This is all these religions started making their ways into the black community, and it was flourishing because we again they prey on the weak. Psychologically, we was affected. Spiritually, we was affected. Emotionally, we was affected. They capitalized off our Down syndrome, and they knew that. So this is what they did. They said this, they did that, they took this. They prime example, and they're continuing with the same cycle. So again, so now here comes the religion. It's 1965. Cool. 1970s. What did they decide to do? Now and this is where you get everybody now want to party. This is where you get everybody now just want to chill. This is where it's peace, love, my brother. Get high, my brother. Smoke the weed, my brother. When I get that feeling, I just want sensual healing. This is it, my brother. Smoke this weed, my brother. Get that was the 70s. That's the 70s, right? Cool. They said, you know what? We was arresting a lot of white people and black people, but we was arresting a lot of white people because they was taking hard substance, white substance, heroin, crystal meth. They say, yo, how can we bring this product to the black community and we could capitalize on them? Cocaine. Let's create. Now, crack was something. Crack. You guys think crack was created by the black man? The crack. Oh man. Yo, we was one day we was just stirring the pot and we just put baking soda in there. Voila. That's what they want you to believe. But in fact, crack was a lab done. Was a lab test done by CIAs, and once they seen when it was done, they seen the potency. And of course, you know they got their lab tests. They always do it all the time. You can go right now. You can go on YouTube. I mean, not YouTube. You can go in the back of your newspaper and look and see if they got openings for people that's willing to to be in an experiment, to get experimented on for a fee. You understand? So then now, I don't want to digress, but so then now comes the crack. And when they seen what crack was, when they seen how powerful crack was, they said that we got to put this all throughout the black community. And the first places that they wanted to hit, I'm gonna feed you because you niggas thinking that you know it all, and I'm gonna give you this. You gonna eat this fucking chicken today. And the first place that they said that they was going to hit was all the historical areas, all the predominant black areas in the north of America. You know, like this, people fled the South and went north. So they bought them drugs there. Harlem Renaissance, drug it up. Detroit, drug it up. Chicago, drug it up. St. Louis, the capital of warriors, drug it up. New Orleans. Oh yeah, I said Chicago. New Orleans, drug it up. That was the 80s. That was with the crack. And what did the crack do? Break up houses, divide homes, niggas losing their jobs. Niggas rather live on the streets and get high off crack than be a man, take care of their families, children, women is becoming crackheads, babies being born, crack babies. This is the crack babies. My generation is a crack baby era. Huh? And that crack that's in that person's blood, guess what? Is being passed on to his son and his other son. That crack will never leave somebody's bloodstream. Don't listen to what these niggas tell you. This is the most powerfulest drug ever created. They know that. And then what did they start doing? Like I said, they said flooded. Then you started seeing black niggas getting rich. That's where you get your Alpo. That's where you get your Nicky Bonds. That's where you get what's the nigga what's the kingpin what the nigga that started the GDs, Edgar Hoover, Fred, whatever these niggas are. This is where you get them. And guess who was their plug? Rick Ross would tell you. Guess who was their plug? Don't you ever think black niggas. Listen carefully, black people. Don't you ever think that what you getting is not coming from them. Them niggas watch and run everything, nigga. Fuck you talking about. They run everything, nigga. Everything is calculated. It's calculated. And then that was the 80s, right? Right? Now let's come out with gangster music in the 90s to make people glorify the fuckery we made these niggas do. So niggas now rapping. So how do you continue niggas to glorify this, to make it seem like this is the all be all for the black man? You gotta pay these rappers. Make them fit that role, nigga. Dress like this, talk like that, glorify selling drugs. And that's what they was doing. That's your 90s. 2000s. How do we turn it up? This is where the trap boy music started coming out. So now the dope dealers, are those crack babies I was talking about. So now you got to give them motivation and ammunition to sell the drugs that their mother was taking. They got rappers that's talking about selling drugs to their biological mother. Nigga, fuck you talking about? Huh? So what did they give them? They gave them trap music. Who was the best person to fit that role? Jeezy. And who is the best group to promote Jeezy? BMF. Niggas talking about Big Meech Rat. He's this and that. Nigga, all you niggas is talking. All you niggas is telling. If you ain't working 9 to 5 and you don't got a successful business and you out there flossing money and doing this, nigga, you telling on yourself, nigga. Fuck out of here. They watching. And some of you niggas, and like I said before, all your product and all your work is coming from them. They listen to everything. The only reason why you niggas is not in jail, I'm talking about all of us. The only reason why niggas is not in jail is because the Constitution is protecting you niggas. But that's also coming to an end because a lot of you guys is already situated. Nigga, fuck you talking about? Huh? Fuck you talking? That was the destruction of the man. This is what we was going to use to destroy the man. Now that the man is out the way. Now that the man is out the way, let's go after the women. Listen to these love songs. These love songs started off, if I'm lying, I'm flying. If I'm lying, I'm flying. If you listen to these love songs back in the days used to be love with each other. I love you, girl. They making duets. I'm singing to you. You're singing to me. I'm telling you, I want to marry you. You telling me you can't wait to say yes. You saying all of that. This was the beginning. And then it went to I want to make love to you, then to you, then to you, then to you, then to you. Then it went to you making love to all these girls. Now I'm hurt. And I'm gonna tell, I'm hurt. I'm this. The nigga did this to me. How could you leave this boy alone? That man is mine. It's my man. Baby, how could you do this to me? That was the song, right? Right? Then the man started making music like, you baby girl, you was fucking I don't need a woman, all I need is my niggas in my blood, it's $1 million bill. That's what we was doing. And then the woman came out and said, word. So now the woman came out with niggas ain't shit. No, I don't want no scrubs. Scrub is the one that ain't get no love from me. Sitting on the passenger side on the best friend's ride, trying to holler at me. That's where we was going. Here comes the division. Remember what I told you in the beginning. Love together. Then it went from niggas dealing with multiple, he's cheating, he's this, he's that, to the girl being hurt, broken, and then they made another song of them trying to work together. Huh? How did you get here? Nobody's supposed to be. Now that's her running to her mom's house and the nigga running over there to apologize because he fucked up. He did this. That's what's that. So now they made the songs where the niggas got tired of begging. And then now they made the songs with the women got tired of being heartbroken. So now guess what the woman is making? Now niggas is making songs chasing the woman, begging, please, baby, come back. You know you were hold on me. I was wrong. This was us. This is us now. But this is what these girls are saying now. Fuck a nigga. I'm a baddest bitch. Ass so fat, and I can suck the dick. Hey, wait a minute. Throw it up. They got all type of versions. You got the rap version, you got the R&B version. Every song is the same. It's so bad that they even destroyed reggae. Them niggas not playing with nobody. When you understand the system, when you understand what's going on, you will know that my nigga, there's nothing you can do. They control everything. And you know what's giving them that ultimate power is you still bowing your effing knees to their fucking gods. Still subconsciously putting it into your mind. Subconsciously, you're making yourself believe that that book is about you, that that book is your story, that is your end. You're forcing yourself to believe. You don't have no actual facts to prove it. You're forcing yourself. And because of this enforcement is the reason why they on top and you at the bottom. And they're rising even higher and you're sinking even lower. But that's going to change. That's going to change. Because people is waking up. People like myself. I'm not the only one. I'm not the only one. And I promise you I'm not going to be the last one. If you go on TikTok and you go on Instagram, all you see is people exposing religion all throughout. When you go on these social media platforms, all you see is people exposing these religions for what they really are. And the only people that's holding on to it are the niggas that never was shit before this religion. Niggas was weirdos, scary ass. I'ma always be Jones. Whether the book is open or whether it's closed, I'ma always be Jones. Because that's all I know how to be is me. That book, did it guide me? Did it give me a lot of wisdom? Yes, it made me mature accordingly, properly. It made me receive my people in a different light. Absolutely. But it also was making me divide myself, separate myself from my people. I thought my people was beneath me. I thought I was too good. I had to get humbled. And I'm very humble. And I realized that the reason why I wasn't humble, was because I was standing on a doctrine that was never created by my ancestors. I don't give a fuck what you telling me. We know for a fact that King James got the best European writers to write this book, nigga. There's nothing you can tell me to tell me anything. At that point, when you tell me something outside of that's when it becomes a belief. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. You can tell me God did this, God said that. That's what you want to believe. There's a fact that the niggas that wrote it from a Hebrew text. The Hebrew that they got it from was not translated from no goddamn Bantu. Because if you want to be logical, let's talk facts, right? Let's talk it, right? Let's talk facts, Jules. Let's talk facts. And I got to see my client after I finish talking these facts. Let's talk facts. If you want to be logical, think about this. How the fuck did these people never speak the land, never spoken the language, is able to take a writing that was written in Isikosa, El Kebulan, let's just call it what it is, and was able to manipulate it and create such a horrific writings that nobody can understand but them? How is that even possible? That doesn't even make sense. It doesn't even make sense. It's impossible. Just understand that the writings that they got was a writing that they wrote it in Hebrew, they wrote it in English, they wrote it in Spanish. That's their tongue. That's been their tongue. It's not gonna go away. It can't go away. It is what it is. You gotta take it for what it is and keep it pushing. We're not gonna continuously hold on to lies and possibilities and salute. We're not holding on to that. It has to stand, like I said, it has to stand on something. We're not basing our lives anymore on pure foolishness. It has to stand on something, bro. It has to stand on something, bro. Morals, principles, it has to stand on something. You can't tell me that this book tells me that it teaches me to be moral and civil, but in the same book, in the same God that you telling me that I'm supposed to submit to and give myself unto, this same God is literally given the green light to exterminate women and men and children. And if the women are virgins and they're good to keep and fuck, you can keep them and do as you please with them. And the gold and the diamonds, make sure you bring that to me. That's your God. Since when the God, a spirit of God, want fucking gold and diamonds? What is he gonna do with it? He's gonna buy Mama Love a gold watch. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how is that even possible when the same book says, "Love not the things of this world or anything that's in it." Isn't the gold and the diamond in the world? Why are you loving it? Why do you request that it's all sent to you? What are you gonna do with it? Huh? And when you ask these questions, you don't get your proper answer. You gotta miss me with the bullshit. You gotta miss me with the bullshit. How do you expect me to live my life knowing that this is an information that's completely idiotic? How do you expect me to live my life like that? How? There's absolutely no morals that's coming from that, bro. You're not telling me that this is the way of life. You're not telling me that this is the way that we function. You're not telling me that this is the way that we move. You're telling me that this is the way that God requires to live. But then this same God requires bloodshed of innocent children, my nigga. Black people don't kill children, bro. Traumatized black people do. But black people don't kill children, bro. Fuck, we walking around here killing people. Why am I killing? Why are we killing children? Why would God want us to kill children? And this is the same God that says, don't offend these innocent children. But you're asking for children. You're giving the green light for children to be eradicated, bro. This same God could have easily just killed the firstborn of the Pharaoh just to get his point across, just to let the Pharaoh know, like, nah, this God is for real. That's all he had to do. No, no, I'm gonna kill thousands or even millions of innocent Egyptian children, newborn, firstborn children. because I want to prove and show that my power is for real. But all you have to do is let the Pharaoh know, oh shit, nigga Moses, your God killed my son, nigga. The fuck? Nah, you got that. All right, yo, yeah, get up out of here. Because the next thing that the next thing that the God had to do, think about this. The next thing that the God had to do, if the man rejected it, all he had to do was kill the Pharaoh. Let the angel of death come and kill the Pharaoh, and then everybody gets set free. Why would you take it upon yourself to prove it to prove your power upon innocent people that has nothing to do with what you got going on? These Egyptians has nothing to do with what you got going on with the Pharaoh. These niggas don't know what's going on. You telling me I come home from work, I'm tired, nigga? I don't know what's going on in the White House. I don't know what Trump and Elon Musk is talking about. I don't know. But because they at odds, I come home from work and I end up seeing my son unalive because they at odds. And I'm gonna prove to you that my power is more powerful than yours. Why take it out on the innocent? Why take it out on the weak? The fuck did we do? So you telling me this almighty God would do such a weak move like that, and you telling me that this is ours? Huh? And when you ask these questions to these people, I swear to God, bro, you get the same rebuttal. And I'm not even supposed to be swearing. But I just want you to know, that's what everything I love. I just want you to know the seriousness, bro. You telling me that this is acceptable? But yeah, here we are suffering in America, kidnapped, raped because of some foolish. Listen, for according to the scriptures, a foolish sin that our ancestors did. I didn't do that. Why did the little children got to suffer? But again, did you say do not offend and do not offend these little children? If anybody offend these little children, you would have been better off jumping into a lake of fire or something like that. So why haven't these slave masters suffered? Why haven't all you niggas that's getting these testimonies and these revelations of hell, why haven't you niggas seen any slave masters? Every time you go on the internet and you're looking for people that had testimony of hell and who they see in hell, every one of these niggas will tell you they seen an entertainer. There's always a rapper. There's always an entertainer. There's always a rapper. Where's the slave master? Where's the slave catcher? Where's the regular evil nigga that hung innocent children for no reason? That fed children to alligator? Where's those niggas? None of you niggas ever find those niggas. But you telling me you see Michael Jackson, Whitney Houston, Tupac, and Biggie. The people that brought us joy in this hellhole is now in hell burning. But the niggas that forced us into this hellhole, you can't find. Roger that. Oh my jeez, bro. Damn, son, this is crazy, son. It's crazy. The more I sit back and like I hear myself saying it in my mind, I'm like, yo, my people is really under hypnosis, bro. Pure genocide upon African people. And you got black people saying that this God is an African God when it's pure genocide upon African people. You saying Sodom and Gomorrah took place in Africa? That's African people, bro. Niggas like the meteor, it's still there. It's one meteor, one block. What happened to the rest of them? So you telling me those 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 droppings was enough droppings to destroy and get what they needed to get the world what they needed to be? And what happened to the other ones? They miraculously dissolved. They dissolved into thin air. You see, like I said, when I sit here and I think about shit like this, man, it really gets me upset. Yeah? Who moved them? You niggas can't move it now, so who moved the other ones? How was the other ones removed? Who moved it? If these can't be moved now, how the fuck did the other ones get moved? Who moved it? Huh? Who moved it? And these niggas bring forth this foolishness and then and I know and you know, I know why the ancestors is feeling the way that they feeling with me right now. Now, when I'm not gonna lie, there's a lot of times when I come on, I don't come on with a clear heart, bro. I come on with a fire, anger, frustration, and that's not that's not the space I'm supposed to be in when I'm bringing forth these facts. And I don't know. I think I need to. I think I need to. I think I need to put myself in the space where I need to challenge that. Like I need to figure out because there be times and like even just now, I like I'm. It's like I want to just unleash on individuals, but it's like nah. And I don't even want to be in the space where I take my little jabs and I throw my little shots. I don't even want to be there. I don't even want to be in that space. But yo, to be honest though, bro, it's a high level of disappointment when you see where our people is going, bro. And when we get into the space when you're able to wake up and point it out, like, yo, look, man, look, look, there's a glacier right in front of us. And you're gonna tell me, nah, my brother, that's the white man that put that there, man. Ain't no glacier. That's the white man, bro. That's the white man. But then at the same token, this is what Cain do. This is Cain. But at the same time, we get all our information from Cain. Nah, I'm good, sis. My breathing is fine. It ain't that deep, sis. It ain't that deep to the point where my health and all that. Nah, the day that my health and all that become a situation, YouTube will be a dub. This teaching will be a dub. The moment the fire dies and I can't do it, and it becomes a health scare, it becomes a health concern, YouTube will be done. I can care less. I love my YouTube. I love that. But my well-being, my existence for my children is more important than the YouTube. You ain't gotta worry, sis. Trust me, I promise you. It's just like I said, you see you when you around the fuckery for so long. Like I said, I've been in this side, I've been on this side of the field for over 10 years. I've been on this so-called side of truth for over 10 years. And I can tell you without a shadow of a doubt, I can tell you without a shadow of a doubt that this is by far the biggest hypocritical lie you will ever find when it's pertaining to being in truth, operating in the righteousness. Everybody in this chat room, when it's coming to fact, everybody's egocistic. Everybody got an ego. Everybody got a point to prove. Everybody everybody got a point to prove. Everybody got something that they believe in. Everybody believe that what they bring forth is the ultimate answer. Yeah, that's this is what I have received in the truth. Nobody on this side of the town stand on business, bro. There's no loyalty and righteousness in this truth in America. I don't know how it is in other countries, but in America, there's no loyalty. There's no loyalty. I am there. The loyalty is there as long as you subscribe to their indoctrination. If you believe in their beliefs, you are their brother, their sister. They'll fuck with you. You're invited to their cookout. You're invited to the barbecue. You're invited to the wedding. You're invited to the baptism. You're invited to anything you are invited to. But the moment you say, nah, I'm good, I don't want to follow this, I don't stand on this, you public enemy number one. You start seeing people real true agendas. You start seeing people real true agendas. You really start seeing how people really feel about you. When you're not around, they talk about you. They say the foolish things. They say the things, and it's like, word, that's how you really feel, bro? Word? You feel like that, pimp? When everything was cool, calm, and collective, it was absolutely nothing. When everything was cool, calm, and collective, it was absolutely nothing. But you feel like this? You got this to say about me? Damn, my nigga, I thought it was bigger than that. But it's not. And I'm telling you this. When you come onto this side of truth, whatever you think that you're going to find, you're not gonna find it. If you came here on the side of truth based on religious beliefs and understanding, and you believe that you gotta follow the exact ways of God, whether it's keeping the Quran, whether it's keeping the commandments, if you believe that that's what you gotta do, I promise you. And you believe that the people that's around you is going to be like-minded and have that same ideology, I promise you, you're going to come outside, you're going to see a whole different story. You're gonna see that everybody's gonna follow what you think is right. You're gonna see everybody on that type of time until you do something wrong. This is when you're gonna see people for who they really are. You're gonna see that there's no love. You're gonna see that there's no unity. You're gonna see that there's no Christ. You're gonna see there's no Muhammad. You're gonna see there's no Allah. You're gonna see there's no Shemai. You're gonna see there's no Yasharah. You're gonna see that there's nothing. The only thing that you're going to see is just a bunch of black people expressing how they got more knowledge than the other black man, expressing how they got more knowledge of European ideology than the next black man. That's all it is. And because I got this knowledge better than the other black man, send your money. But none of these people is fixing their communities. None of these people is speaking to these children. None of these people is worrying about what's going on in the households, trying to be there and you know comfort those little girls that got touched, the little boys that got violated. Like these niggas is not doing that. They're not concerned about that. They're not focusing on like, yo, how can we get to the people? The only time they want to get to the people is when they want to bring forth their doctrine, when they want to bring forth their ideology. You're not gonna find that on if you're thinking that you're gonna find a level of change on the side of righteousness in this truth in America. You're not gonna find that. You're gonna be highly disappointed. You're gonna be so pissed off. You're gonna be mad that you even invested your time. I promise you, you're better off being where you at right now. You better off being where you at right now. If you think your righteousness is based on what's being told out of a book, you highly mistaken. I'm gonna put together the ancestral manuscript. I'm gonna put it together. The ancestors spoke to me. I'm gonna put it together. One of the laws that was forbidden to be broken is thou shalt not kill a fellow comrade. You is not supposed to kill a fellow brother. You is not supposed to kill a fellow brother. You is not supposed to abort a fellow child. You is not supposed to abort a fellow child. You is not supposed to kill a fellow comrade. You do any one of these things, you will suffer the consequences. When you wondering why all this chaos is happening to you, it's happening because you did something that you wasn't supposed to do. You did something that didn't sit well with the ancestors. You did something that didn't sit well with the El Capulan kidnaps. You did something that didn't sit well with the creators. You did something that you was not supposed to do, and you did it. And because you did that, this is why you suffering. This is why you going at the bottom. This is why. Don't you notice that every nigga that killed somebody, all these so-called gangsters and killers and shooters and murderers, all these niggas, why you think their lifespan is the way that it is? Their ancestors get you removed. Their ancestors make sure that you get ancestralized, you get exterminated, you get removed. You get removed. That's just how the game goes. This is what the ancestors do. This is not me saying this. This is facts. This is universal law. There's certain things you will not, it's forbidden for us to do. And when we do it, we suffer. The ancestors make a mockery out of you. They make sure that you remember, but your job is to pass it down. We don't pass it down because we have been programmed to believe that this is the norm. We have been programmed to believe that this is how we're supposed to operate. We're supposed to be like this. We're supposed to think like this. We're supposed to drink like this. We're supposed to talk like this. We're supposed to smoke like this. We're supposed to fuck like this. We're supposed to do everything like this because this is the way that they told us to do it. This is why we're suffering. It has nothing to do with nothing else. You break the ancestral code, you're going to suffer. The ancestral manuscript was put together before we even got off the ships. Remember, we was on the show, we was in them boats for months, nigga. Believe me, we had everything planned out on what we was going to do, things that we were not supposed to do. We was not supposed to be enemies. We was not supposed to be divided. We was not supposed to have any ideology of the enemy, my nigga. We used to look at them and say, them niggas be like, you're going to love Jesus. And there's a nigga that, nigga, fuck your Jesus. Kill him. Kill him. There was the ancestors that was on that type of time, bro. Remember that. Don't think for 1 second that we was soft, my nigga. Get that Euro-Christian ideology out your mind, my nigga. We was fighters. We fought, my nigga. This is why billions of dollars spent every year to keep your mind distracted. Cause we was fighters, nigga. It's in your spirit. You can't sit still. But if you fall for their foo-foo and you fall for their program and you drink out of their cup, you're going to get drunk and you're going to fall right into the ditch where the ancestors want you. You have been disqualified. The ancestors is removing niggas like ants, nigga. You ain't about to do what the ancestors need you to do, you're going to be removed. Period. This has nothing to do about no fucking doctrine, bro. This has nothing to do with no religion. This has absolutely nothing to do with none of that. This has something to do with universal order. The world is not in order. Why do you think they keep saying the new world order, 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 the new world order? These niggas are the new world order. These niggas are the new world order. On your dollar bill in Spanish, it says New World Order. Why would it be told in Spanish? Because Spanish is the tongue of Lucifer. Your God, the Biblos? Yeah. Latin is his tongue. The Pope speaks, the Pope speaks Latin. The first original Bible was in Latin. King James took it and said, listen, man, I can make some money. I can control the niggas in Africa. I want what's in Africa. Go ahead and let these niggas tell you that King James was a black man. If you believe that story, you need to jump off a cliff, my nigga. Because again, this is what religion do. It takes away logical common sense. Okay, check this out. King James the black man, right? They provide you with two pictures. Where's my other phone? I don't even want to grab it right now. They provide you with two pictures of King James to prove that he's a black man. Where's the pictures of his family? Where's the picture of his mother, picture of his father, picture of his brother, picture of his cousin, picture of his general army men? Because I promise you this, if it's a black man in rulership as king, his second in command will be a black man. I promise you that. Where's the pictures of that? All right, cool. All right, cool. Say no more. Say no. We're being too extreme. Come on, Dream. You know they took the pictures. You know they hide it. You know they burnt it. You know they did everything. You know they plagiarized it. You know, okay, cool. I can respect that. Okay, cool. I can respect that. So now, please explain to me, how does a black man who's never been enslaved has a Caesar haircut? How does a black man has a Caesar haircut when according to your Bible, it is forbidden for you to cut your hair? So again, how did he have a Caesar haircut? Again, how was the side of his borders? How was the side of his borders cut? If you're going according to your biblos, because according to your biblos, it's forbidden to cut the side of the edges of your hair, of your beard. So how did he has that? None of no nobody's gonna be able to prove this. No, nobody's gonna be able to provide this answer to me because it's a lie. It's not true. King James was never a black man. The Hebrew Israelites created that to control the black man using the same exact book that was used by the white man to control the black man. That's the reason why they did that. Because the first thing, what's the first thing a black man is gonna say to another black man that brings out the Bible? Yo, isn't King James the white man? And wasn't the Bible used to control the black man? No, no, my brother. Nah, nah, my brother. That's what they try to tell you, my brother. They try to tell you that King James was gay. He did this with his mother. I'm telling you, my brother, that's a lie, man. King James was a black man. And then you like, all right, cool. Can you provide the information to show that King James was a black man? They're gonna give you that one black and white picture. And that man does not look like a black man at all. In fact, that nigga look like a Spaniard. But let them tell it. The man got a Caesar haircut. How does a king has a Caesar haircut? It was forbidden to cut your hair. Where was his locks? Why wasn't his hair out? Why was his hair so straight? Oh, so he's a mixed black man. Where was the afro? Where was the nappiness? It's a black man. They didn't have grease back then. They didn't have hair straighteners. They didn't have hot combs back then. I'm sure they didn't have that back then. How his nose so long? Why is his nose like this? What black man you know with his nose like this? A pure black man. A pure black man. Because King James was a pure black man. He ran Ireland, Kingdom, and Finland all at 3 times. The black man. Oh, Donna. A man that has this power for three countries, and there's no pictures of his fellow comrades, his general. I can't see no picture. No pictures of his mother. No pictures of his brother. No pictures of his girlfriend. Did he like anybody? He didn't like no girls. There wasn't a girl. Who's the first girl that he kissed? No, but he's royalty. Prince James, Prince Harry kissed a girl that the entire world is going crazy, and nobody got no information about King James. What are we talking about again? And when I ask these questions, I'm the bad guy because I bring forth these questions. Just give me an answer. And if you don't have the answer, just say you don't have the answer. And if the question that I asked made you question or made you think, second guess, like, wait, hold on, that does make sense. Hold on, let me go look into that. Maybe you should go looking into that. And if you go looking into that and you find what you didn't want to find, are you gonna stand on it? You think when I found what I found, you think I wanted to bring it forth? You think I wanted to come on YouTube to apologize again? First the Hebrews, and now I'm trying to bring the people to the boundary. Yeah, think I wanted to do it again? But I stand on business. If I fuck up, yo, my bad. This is not just me giving learning and edification for you. This is learning for me too. If I show you my library, I gotta redo my entire library because I got books full of Euro Christian ideologies for days. I need to reorganize that. And if you guys want to buy some books, you let me know. I got books that's worth thousands of dollars. I don't need it. Some books I didn't even read, and the reason why I didn't get a chance to read it because my ancestors forbid me to read it. Just like my ancestors forbid me to read the Bible. I had to force myself to read the Bible. Just like some of you guys had to force yourself to read the Bible. How many of you guys opened the Bible and the first 2 pages you was knocked out, you fell asleep? How many of you guys? Tell me the truth. Don't lie to me. How many of you guys opened the Bible for the first time and the first 2 pages you fell asleep? Tell me the truth. Don't lie to me. How many of you? How many of y'all fell asleep? How many of y'all fell asleep? Because I sure did. What kept my eyes open, what kept me fighting against my ancestors was the determination to find out if it was true that is us being disobedient was to the reason is to our slavery. Was Deuteronomy chapter 28 and the other thing that was prophesied, the reason for us being enslaved, for us being in the condition that we was in. I thought that until I dig a little deeper. Until I digged a little deeper. And I found out the truth. And here we are, 2025. Slavery was never abolished. Slavery never end. El Cabulet is not coming to Egypt on ships anymore. Not just off ships. We flying out here. See the Biblos justify slavery and sells it like slavery came to an end. That after Deuteronomy chapter 28 and everything else came to an end, they set you free. Now you free. Now the goal is to come back to me. So this is what religion tells you. The same niggas that set you free also follow the same religion that you're telling me that I need to follow. See, but they get a different studies and doctrine behind the same book. You see, their doctrine and understanding of the Biblos is they are authority, they are superior, they are the they are giving God gave them the God-given right to enslave anybody that did not believe in Jesus Christ and follow their commandments. That's what they was taught. You, on the other hand, you was taught the opposite. You was told that in order for you to be saved, in order for you to receive heaven, in order for you to have eternal life, you first must submit yourself unto me. Give me everything. Become my servant. Be happy that you are my servant. Embrace being my servant and be happy that I didn't violate you and I didn't do harm to you that my great granddad did to your auntie's daughter and your great auntie's mother, or et cetera, et cetera. There's plenty of things I could go on. You want me to sell that, right? Yeah.